top.
And so last but not least, we come to the American League East, probably one of the best divisions in baseball, and curious as to your opinion on the order of this division.
Well, here's where it gets interesting, because I do think, looking at the division, the Yankees, you've always got to have them in the top rating. But having said that, I do see the age on them, and you got to wonder how long a guy like Mariano Rivera can continue his dominance. Derek Jeter is, not a spring chicken anymore, and even Alex Rodriguez at third base could wear down in the next couple of years. So, with New York at that level and Boston having to prove that last year was just a fluke, and they do have a formidable lineup, I think that the order of this division is going to go something like Boston, Tampa Bay, then New York. I really see that Tampa Bay has got something going here and that they can compete. So I'm picking Boston, but having no idea how things are going to turn out. It could be easily the other way around.
Now, do you see the Jays having any implications in that order? If they have a perfect season, if they have very few injuries, do you see them running up into 3 or 2 or the wild card in the AL?
Yeah, you know what? Anything can happen in baseball. It's a long season. Injuries happen. The Blue Jays could very well be knocking on the door come September, but I still think they're at least a year or two away from really seriously contending. You have to count on a guy like Brett Laurie maintaining that starting dominance. You have to make sure that you get solid pitching out of Morrow, Cecil, and Alvarez. And then the bullpen is probably their strongest asset at this point. They've added some savvy veterans, a guy like Darren Oliver, who's been around the league, a guy like Chad Cordero, who looks like he's going to be the setup man. And it finally looks like they found their man in a closer, the trading for Sergio Santos in the mid-off season. The Jays have a very solid bullpen right now. I think that there's still need to add a piece, maybe in the infield or at second base or in the outfield for them to be a serious contender.
Now, you mentioned Santos, a former Blue Jay player, actually, a prospect. He was a shortstop for the Jays in their system, and he moved over to a pitching role with the Chicago White Sox and had close to 30 saves. He's got to be a big part in this reproduction of some success here. Now we also have Darren Oliver, who came from the Texas Rangers, was in the postseason the last 3 years. Really important for the Jays to have that veteran presence and somebody who has some success behind them.
Yeah, he's going to bring a calming influence to some of these young guys in the bullpen, a guy like Casey Janssen, who's already proven to be a steady arm back there. You can never have too much bullpen depth. It's just the way it goes. You always need an extra arm in there when you guys have been overused. So having that, I think the Jays can improve by something 5 to 6 wins, which will get them pretty close to where they need to be, but in this division, just not close enough.
Well, those are some great insights, Terry, and I really appreciate you spending time with us here today. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Andy. It was a pleasure.
All right, and that does it for Bullpen Sessions, and we'll see you next time. Here's Andrew Linko, signing off.